All right, Jeremy, what's up, my man? How you doing?
Hey Ty, I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Good, man. Good. So I wanted to jump on here for a quick kind of 90-day check-in call. I know you've been with us for about 3 months now. Been seeing you in the community, super active, so we appreciate that. Kind of wanted you
Yeah.
to just kind of walk me through what your experience has been like so far. Things that are going well, things that maybe aren't going so well. Anything that we can do to help on our end, and then what's the experience been like with Let's Go Hustle so far for the past couple months.
Yeah, man. Hey, my name's Jeremy. Transitioning 27-year Navy veteran. Never really thought I would be doing something like this. So first off, this is an opportunity for people that don't think they have that opportunity. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. It wasn't sure what that field was going to look like. Started looking at job applications and stuff like that, and I just realized I didn't really want to work that type of environment. So once I joined Let's Go Hustle, and I'll first say the mentorship piece is huge, right? When you join a program and your expectations are, you know, will I have that connection with yourself, Trevor, Kane from refunding? I will tell you it's all there, right? I talk to Trevor all the time. I talk to you all the time, and it's awesome to know that this mentorship piece, as being a mentee, that one-on-one is available, right? And that online mentorship. The school platform is was new to me, right? At first I was like, oh, what's this? And then I got into it and I love it because it's like a sense of community, right? It's a sense of pride of what we're doing in the community. It's not just one person succeeds, it's all, right? And we kind of all push each other on that community. We talk about things. I share, a lot of my profit statements, stuff like that, things people that can see, they can actually tangibly see that you can succeed with this type of industry we're in, right? So yeah, I've enjoyed it a lot. Met a lot of good people in the community, right? And it's almost like a family to me with the community and you guys. It just feels that right to me.
Awesome, man. So you came from Allegiant Vets, right?
Yeah, I was a Legion Vets. I did a skill bridge, 120-day skill bridge program, and yeah, that's when I saw Trevor online. And then I've always loved cars. I've always been a car guy, vehicle guy, and I was like, I'd used Turo before, right? And I thought, man, this is a pretty awesome little concept. And I had in my own mind to do Turo and private rental, right? So I did operate on my own privately as well as Turo. I'm trying. But with that, it takes a little more work because, the advertising, the marketing is already out there on Turo. You can't beat it, right? You put your car out there, they're marketing, they're advertising for you. You just got to roll the automatizations, you got to roll the descriptions of your vehicles. And the thing is Let's Go Hustle provides all that. Um,
And one
Everything I
thing,
did, well, go ahead.
oh yeah, 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 go ahead, finish. I'll
I
add
was
it
gonna
up.
say everything I did on my Turo platform was with Trevor's mentorship videos. I followed them to the T. I played the play, I ran the script, and then I used my own, how I wanted to look. But I tell you, there was everything, including rent to own contracts, private rentals. It was all there's a foundation for me just to tweak and peek how I wanted it as a business owner, right? And that's what I like about Trevor. He said, you're your own business owner. Let's Go Hustle doesn't own your business, right? They're your mentors, they're your providers, but you get to own your own business, provide your own LLC, put your money where you want to put it. And in the end, if you follow those plays, it's been working.
Hmm. Love it, man. So one thing I wanted to ask you, and you being one of the more successful people in the mentorship, there's Michelle, Kevy, there's a few others too, but
Yeah.
uh, I know from my own experience, I've been a part of a lot of mentorships and programs and stuff in the past, and some kind of a common theme that you kind of see is despite everybody having access to the same team members and the same information, there's always about 10, 20, 30% of people that are massively successful. And then the rest of the people that are still struggling for whatever reason, despite the fact that they have access to the same information, they
Yeah.
all have the same access to us. And my theory is it's not really the resources that you have. It's more so the resourcefulness that you have and what you do with those resources and the action that you take. So what's kind of been your method of making sure that this is something that's successful for you that maybe some of the
Yeah.
less successful students maybe not have caught on to yet?
Absolutely. So I don't like the word passive, right? I don't think this is a passive industry. I do think you can make passive income. A lot of my day is not riding vehicles, but it is making sure vehicles are clean, making sure that they're ready, making sure my Turo advertising is right, looking at my booking calendar, right? And then also I advertise on Facebook, on Instagram. I never did any of that stuff before, right? And I've gotten some advice from you. I think a lot of it too is people are maybe a little too there's that humility factor, right? You have to be humble enough to understand that this has already been scripted for you. And if you follow the script from start to finish, and which I'll go into what I did do it. And luckily I had enough plan ahead of it to keep this program working, right? But I would probably be sitting at 6 or 7 cars right now where I'm sitting at four, right?
Mm,
Because I chose to do some funding on my own, which I'll tell everybody now that SBA loans, all those loans that they'd say they offer you, those are all interest loans and they're not easy to get. You have to have a business plan. I had a business plan, but I also been in the Navy 27 years with a credible income. I think a lot of the people that come in maybe don't have that credible income, so they have to follow this plan and they have to ask the questions, right? I think it's just it's not if you don't plan, you're gonna find yourself in a sore spot, right? I like that Trevor provides that exit plan for people that just can't get it right or can't make it right. Some areas, right? Do your research in your areas. I did extensive research where I'm at in the East Coast of the state of Virginia, which Trevor wasn't that big when I talked to Trevor. It's still not huge. But I looked at the Turo hosts that were in Virginia, the power hosts, right? I looked at their descriptions, I looked at all that stuff, and I was like, all right, how do I align with these guys? How do I provide this 5-star, that's what I call it, 5-star customer service anytime I can try, right? And I'm always on the phone, always available. So that's where I say it's not passive. You definitely got to put some effort into it because it's like anything in a business. You know, businesses fail and normally they fail because of, one or two things. One, lack of money, which Let's Go
mm,
Hustle can fund you, which lack of money is real right now. I want to get more funding. I want to scale up, right? I have business expenses and all that good stuff. And really not taking the funding was a choice I made financially wise, but now I'm back in it with Kane and I'm working to do this funding because I see the value in it. I didn't know a lot about it. I wish I did more research, right? And more on my own. And I told Trevor that. But for everybody that wants to succeed, another thing is don't be afraid to reach out to another host, right? Turo host or an entrepreneur. I think entrepreneurs learn the best by like-mindedness, right? We all learn from each other. Um, and if you're not humble enough to reach out, I talked to Michelle, who's feeling it, right? Asked her several times, how'd you buy the vehicles and how'd you do this and how did you do that? And then she saw me, hey, how'd you get your website up? Right? How'd you do that? And I said, well, I screwed up at first. I spent about $200 on someone that didn't have any clue what they were doing, right? And then I
mm,
found somebody on Allegiant Vets who designed my website pretty well, did a good job, very honest and open with me. It's not perfect, but you learn as you make your mistakes. You can't make those below the waterline mistakes that are going to sink your company.
mm,
I've always told people that anyway. You got to make it above the waterline, and you got to have you have to understand those mistakes or those choices you make. Are they going to affect your company? Are they going to let you sleep at night? Right? Are you going to feed your family? And if you follow those plays, I think in Let's Go Hustle, and you start out like Trevor said, you probably get about 5 cars. I believe you can be a six-figure winner. Just by seeing the stats from a few of the cars I have, I was surprised once I started getting the bookings, they kind of just continued.
mm. Yeah, that's a powerful point because like it's like you'll see people, I mean, people will come through and assume like it is a done for you mentorship, but there's always an element in any kind of mentorship or any program that you buy that's you have to take the action yourself and you have to be resourceful with the resources that we provide. So you can take you can package up the years of trial and error and the years of iterations and the years of lessons that were learned by myself, Trevor, and Kane, and then you can purchase that and cut the amount of time. So that's one of the only ways in life that you can buy time back because you can buy your own time back without having to go through all those trials and errors and without having to going through all those lessons and iterations. You buy a mentorship like this, you come into a community of people that have already done it, and then it still is at the end of the day up to the student to take action on it. So we're super proud of you on that. And while we're on the topic of being proud, I know you have started your own business, your own brand. You mentioned that you have your website up. So what
Yeah.
first kind of walk us through like what your financial situation was like prior to joining the program, and then like what it's like now, and then we can and then kind of walk us through your moves that you've been making on your own business.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I was 27-year Navy veteran. I had my dream job being a command master chief. Unfortunately, my medical history just kind of ended short for retirement, so I'm waiting to retire. So financially, I was good, right? I had pretty much prepared myself for retirement and to collect my VA disability claim, right? So I had some money. I had about, well, I had about $12,000 just to save alone that I could use for this if I needed to for my business, right? And I wasn't sure if it was going to be this business or something else. So I had some resources there, but I didn't have the business plan like you mentioned. So that took me some time to acquire, to buy 3 vehicles, right? Um, what was the other part of the question, sorry? You said, sorry, I lost track. The other part
Yeah,
was,
just the your situation coming into the mentorship, and then your situation now.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So like my situation is, I'm open and honest. I suffer from what's called fibromyalgia, so I have very nervous issue, pain issues. So I cannot work a 9 to 5 job anymore. I had many opportunities to do that. I had many interviews to do this, to be probably a over 6 figure winner. But the thing was, it didn't make me want to go wake up in the morning and go, oh, I love this job.
Mm.
When I talked to Trevor, I'll be honest, at first I was like, oh, I paid too much. I think everybody goes through that little bit of remorse. Oh, did I make the wrong decision? And now I tell you, I don't even talk about the money anymore because I just understand the value of who's there, the people. And then, I didn't know a lot about creating my LLC and some of the things I would never known the idea of, right? I was able to pair that mentorship starting out with an ACP mentor who's a franchise owner for a mosquito hunter program in Florida. Because I'm also interested in doing franchise opportunity here soon with service industry. And I was able to learn a lot from that. And then my business education, I was in school. I was in school in Skillbridge, so I got my business associate's degree, and I may be working on my master's. We'll see. So I was able to take some of this education, and I kind of compile it with what I call the hustle, right? The hustle mentality. Where Trevor's like, we really is this hustler mentality, right? He's been doing this for a long time. He's been surviving in this game. It's not easy, right? I just like today I had a car damage, and I was like, oh. But instead of me just losing my mind like I probably would, I kind of just went back to what Trevor says. You run this company as a business, right? I ran all my automatizations, all my texts to that client in a very professional way. And I attempted to settle with the clients. Clients won't settle. So now, we submit a complaint on Turo. In the end of the day, it's a company, it's not personal. I think you have to understand that. You really have to understand that this is your company, this is your brand. You got to set the reputation, right? For me, integrity, excellence, those things were what I wanted to breed in my company, right? So when we created the website, I created the website with in mind to advertising on Turo and also hopefully going private rental
Hmm.
and getting off Turo eventually. Because I saw something, there was an industry for luxury cars out here. I have a couple Teslas that people really like to drive. And so I created the website, ScandyRiderRentals.com, and it's going pretty well. Um, we're about to add a new car. I'm excited. Next week I'll have a Mercedes GLA 250
Okay.
SUV. I think that's going to be really nice. And
And
like I
how do you
said, the
spell that?
website. Oh,
Scan.
it's Scandy. I'm Scandinavian. I'm from Minnesota, so I'm a Viking.
Okay.
Scandy is SCANDI Rider, RIDER, and then it's just one R, then ENTALS. So ScandyRiderRentals.com.
Gotcha.
And I'm also what I did a little different in this program. I talked to people about this is and this is a little bit of advice to my mentor. I would have had just an LLC. My LLC name is JSH Veteran Pinnacle Premier Enterprise. What
Mm.
I did was I created what's called a DBA, doing business as name, which was Scandy Lux Rider, which allows people to go on Google, find me, right? They can go on Facebook and find me. So that was my spin on being in the mentorship program, and I talked to Trevor about that, and he's like, "Yeah, man, that's cool, share it." And what I like about Trevor, he's like, "Hey, share that knowledge." He's not like, "Oh, that's not part of the program. We can't do that." That's
Right.
what I liked about Let's Go Hustle. It's not about that. if
Mhm.
you have something and it's value to the program, let's add it or let's talk about it. And that's what I like about this program. Um, and I've been extremely excited to, learn some of the sales stuff with this too, because it's been really fun to see this. And my investment in this is to watch other people grow. And I see myself doing something like that with helping other people on this platform in the East Coast and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I,
Yeah, and for the people that don't know, like you know, Jeremy's been such an asset to the community, the school community, that we're gonna allow kind of an additional stream of income for you to actually start doing some sales with us through our partner Andrew Knapp, who is our sales partner. He has his own program where he teaches people how to be remote closers, and we're gonna help you go through that program, and then get on some calls with some other veterans, especially people that are coming from Allegiant vets. Like it's a no-brainer to get on a call with somebody that was from Allegiant vets that went through the program, was successful with the program. So it's a no-brainer on our part, and then we're definitely happy to have you be on the team. Cool. Well, is there kind of anything else you want to share or anything like that before we hop offline?
no, I'm a, like I said, open book, but anybody has any questions on Let's Go Hustle, you can hit me up. I'll answer whatever I have to answer on Messenger. Um, Jeremy Houske, Houske, ScannyRiderRentals.com. You can hit me up on message, info at JSH Veteran Pinnacle Premier.com. I'm available in many different ways on LinkedIn. I want to be able to help anybody that wants to help themselves. Trevor says it the best, the economy kind of sucks, right? So
Yeah.
we have to work to make that work for us, and we're all one team. And when everybody succeeds, I think we all succeed, and that's kind of what I want to get out of this. It's not about me being rich. I don't want to be rich. I want to help people, and I
Mhm.
love doing this, and I love providing a service. So if you think you're that person or you want to be that person, let's talk because I think you can. I think you can make a huge difference in your life. And what Trevor says best is creating that wealth for your family. And for me, it's my two daughters, right? Creating that wealth and that brand. So when they get older, they're going to have something that maybe I didn't. I grew up from Minnesota, small town. So I'm excited to provide that for my family. And I'm excited to continue on with Let's Go Hustle time.
Cool. Yeah, man, super proud of you. And like for all the people that are going to be joining, upcoming mentorship students, even people that are in the free community, Jeremy knows Trevor as well as I know Trevor, and he's an all gas, no brakes type of person. So he's always sitting there kind of going through ideas and thinking about how we can make this better for other people. He even hit me up earlier, and he was talking about, because he's seen Elon Musk's demo that he did with the driverless car.
Yeah.
So he's like, man, if we could add the driverless car to the Turo somehow in the mentorship. And then he was also talking about the Tesla robots, and then you can Turo out the robots to other people. And it was funny, but he's dead serious about it too. Like,
Yeah,
that's one of the things, that I like about him. He's got that hustler mentality. So
he does.
I'm
He
glad
does.
that you're one of the people that we can help instill that into. Super happy for you, brother. Super proud of you that you're
Thank you,
that
man.
you're finding some success on the platform, and that you've got some success out of the mentorship. So, yeah, like he said, if you have any questions on anything, hit me, hit Jeremy up in the school community. And yeah, man, thanks for doing this. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for your time.
Cool. See you, brother.
All right, bye.